A Colorado native met with the Broncos for a second time before the draft. This is your Denver Sports Daily for March 25th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
Cherry Creek High School alum Gunnar Helm met with the Broncos for the second time before the 2025 draft. Now, Helm grew up a Broncos fan and said it was a dream come true when the team met with him for the first time at the NFL Combine. So being that this is the second time, you're not meeting with people that you don't want more than once. This guy has obviously got something that the Broncos really like. The University of Texas tight end had a breakout season last year, recording 60 catches for 786 yards and 7 touchdowns. Now, 60 catches for 786 yards, those are good numbers. He's averaging about 13 yards per catch. Those are solid numbers, very, very solid numbers. And then 7 touchdowns to go along with that. That's great. This guy's obviously got something. I mean, he's really making an impact on that field. Now, Hem would most likely go in the 3rd or 4th round, and it would make sense for the Broncos to take a late round tight end after signing Evan Ingram earlier this month, because they've got their number one tight end. They've got the guy that they really wanted at tight end, a solid player, somebody who's made a statement in the NFL already, obviously in Evan Ingram. But taking Helm in a later round, that's a great move. Get a young tight end. Maybe Evan Ingram comes to Denver and it doesn't work out. That's always a possibility. It's good to have something to fall back on, especially when a tight end was so heavily talked about before Evan Ingram. Now that I've seen mock drafts where the Broncos move up to 7 to grab Tyler Warren, I don't want that. That wouldn't be the best move, in my opinion. Taking Helm in a later round would make a lot of sense, and it would overall not only be a great move, I would be all for it. I would be a huge fan of that pick. If they can get this guy later, I'm giving a round of applause to all the Broncos organization, honestly. Helm is great. He obviously had those great numbers last season, and getting him would be a big pickup, and having a rookie underneath somebody like Evan Ingram would be huge. Now, if you actually saw about Evan Ingram, he changed his number because his former number was taken. He changed his number to number 1. That's the first time in at least 50 years that a tight end has worn the number 1. It doesn't happen often. As you know, recently the NFL just took away the rules around what certain positions, like what numbers they can wear. Evan Ingram chose 1. He wants to make a statement. He's going for number 1. He did actually want to choose 88, which was his college or his number he played at Florida, I believe. But that one has been retired after Demaryius Thomas. So he couldn't choose that. So he went with number 1. That might be a fun little battle to see between Gunnar Helm and Evan Ingram. Those are both very great players. But definitely you don't want to go for this guy too early. You want to get somebody who can make an immediate impact, like a running back in the 1st round, and take somebody like Gunnar Helm in the 3rd or 4th round. I would be all for it. Now, moving on, the Nuggets suffered a loss at the hands of the Chicago Bulls last night. The Nuggets were missing Nikola Jokic for the 5th game in a row, and it's starting to show how impactful he really is to this team. They are 2-3 in this 5-game stint where he's been gone. Now, the Bulls pulled away late in the 4th quarter to end up winning the game 129-119 off the back of Kobe White's 37-point performance. He obviously was getting it going. The defense had no answer for him, and it really sucks when you see the Nuggets performing the way that they did. Jamal Murray and Payton Watson were the scoring leaders for the Nuggets. Murray had 28 and Watson had 24. Incredible performances from those two guys. DeAndre Jordan, where has this guy been all season? Once again, got significant minutes. He's played around 70 minutes in the last 2 games, and he made the most of it last night, notching 10 points, 17 rebounds, and 7 assists. This guy, you got to trust the veterans to get out there. DeAndre Jordan's a great player. He has been. He was one of the best players in the early 2010s. Obviously, most people remember Lob City, the Clippers. He was important. He was one of the best players on that team, and now you got him, and he's taking kind of a coaching position. Like, he's sitting on the bench, he's handing out candy to the guys, talking to them, cheering them up. He's not out there to play. Really, honestly, he isn't. He's not out there to play. But seeing the type of performances he can have, there is no reason that he shouldn't be getting significant minutes in the playoffs. 10, 17, and 7 are incredible numbers no matter where you're at in your career. And obviously, he's towards the end of his career. Now, Russell Westbrook also showed out in the loss, recording 14 points and 10 assists, and he hit a logo 3 to secure the 20th spot on the all-time NBA leading scorers list. Congratulations to Russell Westbrook. He did it with the Nuggets, top 20 scorer of all time. Now, after the second loss in a row, the Nuggets are now 45-28, but they do play again tomorrow against the Milwaukee Bucks. Hopefully, Nikola Jokic is back. because if they're going against the Bucks without Nikola Jokic, if we can't beat the Bulls, there's no chance they're beating the Bucks. Now, moving on, it is an Avalanche game day. Tonight, the Avs are taking on the Detroit Red Wings in their second matchup of the season. Last time these two teams played each other, the Avs came out on top, winning 2-1 in early December. Now, the Avs have been on a tear in March, winning 8 of their last 10 games, and Brock Nelson has been turning up. He's been defrosting. He's recorded 4 points in the last 2 games. In his last outing, he scored the game-winning shootout goal. Incredible play from Brock Nelson. I mean, this guy was supposed to be big. They got him. They went out and they got him. He might be the catalyst going into the playoffs. Obviously, you talk about the goalies. These guys are great. Blackwood and Wedgwood are incredible. You know, anytime they go out there, you're expecting the other team to only put up 1 or 2 goals a game. Brock Nelson, though, gives that scoring punch that the Avs needed. They got that second-line center, and he is out there. He is doing what he can to win games. Now, the Avs need to keep winning games, and this would be a good chance to start a streak. Right now, they're 5 points behind Dallas in the Central Division. They've been winning 2 in a row, lost a couple, had an overtime loss, lost again. They've gone on streaks. They haven't, lost more than 2 in a row this month. So they've been playing at an incredibly high level. Now, the Avs are heading into tonight's matchup as 1-point favorites, and that game will begin at 7 p.m. I'm definitely going to be tuning in. And then more on the Avs. Gabe Landeskog, he is making significant progress in his recovery. Now, a couple weeks ago, I spoke about Gabe Landeskog traveling with the team once again, and more good news keeps coming as he nears his hopeful return. Now, the Avs returned to their home practice center yesterday, and Landeskog skated with the team for the 4th practice in a row. He looked very comfortable and even scored a goal during a drill, which he then celebrated with his teammates. And it may seem like little news, but seeing him out there celebrating with the guys, getting out on the ice, 4 practices in a row, these are not things to be taken lightly. He's coming back. He's defrosting. He's getting ready. Now, Landeskog hasn't played since the Avs won the Stanley Cup in 2022, and the hopes were for him to return back in December in the early parts of the season, but his timeline kept getting pushed back. Now, as much fun as it would be to see Gabe play again, it doesn't really seem like overall a great decision for the team, and it doesn't seem like it'll really give that much of an impact. Now, best case scenario is he returns for the playoffs and plays some non-significant minutes on the 4th or 5th line. Really, that's the best you're going to get with Gabe Landeskog. He could come back in the playoffs, but it's not really looking like it's a guarantee. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I do want to read some of your comments. We don't need to trade up. I'm definitely against that. Do not trade up, especially to the 7th pick. The mock had him trading a 1st and a 2nd rounder to get in that 7th pick. You don't do that. Not for a tight end, at least. I can get it if it's a scenario like last year where you want to trade up for a quarterback. I can get it. But they didn't do it, and they got the best quarterback available. They got Bo Nix. They got who they wanted. They follow what they did last season. Don't trade up and get what you can. Take the best player available. Don't give up more picks. This is the kind of hole that the Broncos dug themselves into multiple years ago where they were just giving picks away for free. Don't do that. Savor your picks. Keep them. You don't need to trade up for somebody who is maybe going to be good, maybe not. Now, Tyler Warren is most likely going to be a great player. He's going to be a great tight end, but you don't need to trade up when people like Gunnar Helm are going to be available in the 3rd or 4th round. Let's see. Go Broncos country. Only go Bo Nix 4-6. Heck yeah. Bo Nix for 6. I like that. We need a good running back. Yep. Get a running back in the 1st round. I love that. I'm still hoping that Ashton Genty falls. All these mock drafts are saying he's going to go early, but when you're getting this close to the draft, all those mock drafts start to mean less and less. It really comes down to draft day and what those teams want. And I could definitely see a scenario where Ashton Genty and definitely O'Marion Hampton fall to the Broncos. And if they do, the Broncos are going to be running to the podium to deliver their pick. I cannot wait to see that. I'm definitely hoping that it happens. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I'll be back with you guys again tomorrow. Previewing a Nuggets game against the Bucks, going to be a big game, and then recapping another Avalanche win, hopefully. Let's build a streak here. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. We'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.